Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. If the value of k to the negative fifth power is twice the value of 4 times k to the negative second power, what is the value of k? Here we can write this statement as an equation. That is k to the negative fifth power is means we have to write equal sign in mathematics. Twice means 2 times of this stuff. That is 2 times of 4 times k to the negative second power. Okay, we can write the stuff on the left side as it is. When I multiply this 2 and 4, it's 8. That is 8 times k to the negative second power. Okay, now we can assume there is a 1 as coefficient for this k to the negative fifth power. Okay, here the exponent is negative. So to make this negative exponent as positive, I have to move this term to denominator. When I move this one to denominator, I'll have this 1 in numerator. Then we get 1 over. When I move this one to denominator, automatically the exponent will change its sign. Already it's a negative. So when it is moved to the denominator, it will become positive. That is, they'll be getting 1 over k to the fifth power. Okay, on the right side also the same thing. So here the exponent is negative. We can move this term to denominator. When it is moved to denominator, it will become k to the positive second power. That is, this negative exponent will become positive. Okay, now what we can do is we can do cross multiplication. That is, numerator on the left side has to be multiplied by the denominator on the right side, and the numerator on the right side has to be multiplied by the denominator on the left side. So then we get 1 times k square. Actually, 1 times k square is just k square. That is, when I multiply this 1 and k square, I'm getting k square on the left side. And when I multiply this 8 and k to the fifth power, I'm getting 8 times k to the fifth power. Okay, now let me subtract 8 times k to the fifth power from both sides of this equation. Let me do it. When I do so, this one will cancel out. I'm getting k square negative 8 times k to the fifth power on the left side. On the right side, we get 0. Okay, now let me take the same equation over here. That is k square negative 8 times k to the fifth power equals to 0. What is the greatest common divisor for these two terms? Clearly, that is k square. Since k square is the greatest common divisor for these two terms, we can factor k square out. If k square is factored out, to get the stuff inside the parenthesis, we have to divide the terms of this expression by the one I factor out, that is k square. When I divide this k square by this k square, I'm just getting 1. When I divide this negative 8 times k to the fifth power by this k square, I'm getting negative 8 times k to the third power equals to 0. Okay, here the product of terms equals to 0. Whenever the product of two quantities equals to 0, either the first one has to be 0 or the second one has to be 0, or both of them may be 0. Anyway, so k square may be 0, or 1 negative 8 times k to the third power may be 0. Okay, now to solve for k in this equation, we have to get rid of the square that we have for k. For that, we have to take square root on both sides. When I take square root on both sides, the square root and square will cancel out. I am getting k equals to square root of 0. Square root of 0 is still 0. I got a value of k that is 0, but I don't find this value 0 in any of the answer choices. Okay, now let's solve for k in this equation. Okay, let me add 8k cube to both sides of the equation over here. Let me do it, 8k cube. So here this negative 8k cube, positive 8k cube will cancel out. I'm getting 1 on the left side. On the right side, I'm getting 8 times k to the third power. Let me divide both sides of this equation by 8. Then this 8 will cancel out. I'm getting 1 over 8 equals to k to the third power on the right side. Okay, now let me write this 1 as 1 to the third power, and this 8 can be written as 2 to the third power. So the value of 1 cube is still equal to 1, and the value of this 2 cube is 8. On the right side, we have k cube. Okay, here we divide two values with the same exponent. Whenever we divide two numbers with the same exponent, we can take the exponent in common. That is 1 over 2, the whole cube. I just took this 3, exponent 3 in common. Over here equals to k cube. Okay, here two terms are equal with the same exponent 3. Whenever two terms are equal with the same exponent, what we can do is we can equate the bases. When I equate the bases, I am getting 1 over 2 equals to k. Okay, now I got another value of k, that is 1 over 2. We find this 1 over 2 in answer choice B. The correct answer choice for this question is B.